want to even like just talk and talk and talk. You'll do just by yourself, but I want you to pay attention. So guys, I hope you've been enjoying this. Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So please join me as I welcome Sam Asiwaju for being yourself. And get this better. Thank you very much. Okay, this is cutting my cap away. Hello, online people. I like the cap. It's just a new concept I picked up. You know, Abuja people, you have to look like a normal. So, thank you all for coming. My class is going to be very short, but I hope you learn something that you can apply immediately. So, thank you, Temi, for stealing my notes. Apparently, she has said everything I wanted to say. I was just like, oh my God, leave something for me to say. Come on. Okay. So, today I want to quickly share with us. I think I will recoin the topic to be the psychology of sales. I found out that a lot of people find it difficult to sell. You must have heard somebody say, I don't like marketing. Is anybody like that here? You've heard it before, I don't like marketing job. Or you don't like marketing documents. If you're online, you don't like marketing job. Can you put it in the comments? Or you've heard it before. Now, there's a company in this Abuja, a real estate company that pays their marketers about $250,000 a month, minus commission, but they have a very high rate of turnover every 3 months. They do a contract with you. In 3 months, you have to sell one of their properties minimum. And somehow, unfortunately, about 80 to 90% of the people they hire get laid off after the 3rd month because they can't sell. Now, how would you expect somebody to sell when they already have a 250K salary that they sell or not? So I might not be able to sell, let me just stay, I'll get the 750 and then of course I'll go away. So when they told me about the predicament they had, because they kept losing money, they were not selling as much, I said the reason your people are not able to sell is because of the wrong mindset, the wrong psychology about sales. Now found out that most businesses are dragging today because people have the wrong mindset about sales. A lot of people pay attention and give more premium to all other parts of business except what I call the most important, which is selling. You can do all the strategy you want, you can develop all the product or kinds of products, you can do all the branding you want. If nobody comes in and pay money to exchange for your product and service, what will happen to the business? No. It will die. So a lot of businesses die just because they can't sell. The same way, if you're going to be successful as a real estate broker or consultant, if you can't sell real estate, what happens to you? What happens to you? Answer me. What happens to you? Somebody sent me a DM recently, said, I've been giving money to a lot of digital marketer, but I've not been able to sell properties. I mean, what I want is sales. I just want to sell. I said, of course, you have to sell. That's the most important thing. So unfortunately, a lot of people pay attention to other things and then they don't pay as much attention to what really brings the money. So most of the time, I tag business growth to revenue growth. So the more your revenue grow, the more the business grow. And revenue simply means number of products sold times the cost of the product. So if you're selling property, how many property can you sell per month times how much commission are you getting on that property? That is what brings money to you. What I found is most important to a lot of people as a foundation is how much money they can make. How many of us have a financial goal here? Okay, the year is about to end. How many of us have met 70% of our financial goal this year? Okay, only one person in the whole room. Anybody met a financial goal? Okay, so what happens to you when you don't meet your financial goal? The next year when you're trying to sell it, you don't believe, you're losing faith in yourself. If you have all of this enthusiasm that you want to make this kind of money and you couldn't make it, you start to lose faith in your ability to make that money. Now, if you're going to go into real estate, one of the most important thing is making money. True or false? Yes. You want to make money. And before you can make money, what has to happen? You have to sell. So do we agree the most important thing here is selling, yeah? Yes. So if you can't sell, you can't make money. If you can't make money, you're not in business. So you can go through all the trainings, get all the certificates and everything. If you can't sell, I'm repeating this for a reason. Because today is Sunday. They said faith comes by what? Hearing and hearing. So if you keep hearing it, then it will stick. So selling is the most important thing. Okay, that's like the 5th time I'm saying it. So for the sake of today's class, I want to share something very amazing. Quickly, let me start with this. I call it, okay, I think I should do like this. Unfortunately, people online, their lettering is inverted, so they have to just follow. I'll try and say the things I want to say. Every customer you would ever meet or try to sell to, either land or house or any other product for that matter, fall into one of these 4 that I'm going to share with you right now. Temi has done justice to one of the most important things about sales, either online or physical, is know your prospects. That's the golden rule you don't want to miss. Because you can have a very good product. If the prospect is wrong, there's not going to be a transaction. They will say, oh, nice one. Have you ever done online ads that all you get is likes? Anybody? Why? You are reaching people, but the wrong people. So until you reach the right people, they will call you. I mean, there's a message on my phone right now. If Temi checks it, it's somebody begging me if she can still pay a discount I gave on Friday for one of my products. That's the kind of message I want to read, not the happy new months. You know, those normal ones. I was expecting them this morning. I woke up to a lot of them happy new months. I don't used to read those. I just open and close and close. So if you are not clear about the kind of person you're trying to reach, you will not make the sale. And you can't succeed without selling. Let me say this. Every successful business person or real estate broker are people who are salespeople. They may not tag themselves or brand themselves as salespeople, but everything they do, they are selling. As a matter of fact, you may not know this, even those who are running from sales are equally salespeople. It's just that you're selling the wrong product. All right, so the product you're selling is one thing, but all of us are selling. One of the titles that is reigning right now is the title best-selling author. You've heard it before?
Yeah.
So the best-selling author is, she's the best Amazon bestseller multiple times.
Yep.
Star Stephen is also the same.
Yeah.
New York Times bestseller. My own first book will be coming out in January.
Amen.
Why are you saying it? I'm almost done. I'm almost done. So it's a book that puts in about 20 years of experience into. It's going to be a very crazy book anyway. So I'm hoping to be a best-selling author. Now, what is the meaning of the word best-selling author? The most important thing there is not even the author. Because these days I can write a book without knowing anything. There's a software called Scribble. In 30 minutes I can finish an entire book. All right? It does all the writing for me. But I'm not writing my book like that, but I want to put personal story into it. The most important thing in best-selling author is selling. Because you're only a bestseller because your book sold. A lot of people sold book, they wrote a book, it's in their basements, a lot of numbers of it, but they can't sell it. So how do you, have you met those guys that comes to either filling station or a mall and then they show you a book, I wrote this book, please. They first give it to you for free. So when you're about going, say, oh, give us something for support. So what a very wrong way to sell. So a best-selling author is a best-selling author because he can sell. You are whatever you are in your career because you can sell. You're going to succeed in real estate because you can sell. And selling is an art, really. It's just you understanding it that you'll be able to sell. Like I said, the #1 golden rule about selling is what? Know your prospect. Because that's what determines everything. There is no product you can sell to me, sir, if I don't have the money for it. No matter how sweet your mouth is, what will happen? I'm interested, but... So how do you know? How can you do like a typical Igbo lady and look into somebody's pocket and know amount of money that is there, you know, before you can tell them to buy something from you? So I'm going to break down every prospect you will ever meet into 4. I'm going to break them into 4. And you will use this quadrant to know exactly what to do to each of the categories. So when you meet each of the categories, you know exactly what to do. Time is going. The first one is a 10% of the total. I didn't have a name for it, but I'm going to give them a name now. So 10% of the total people you're trying to reach falls in the 10% category. Now this 10% is broken into 2. We have the 3 and we have the 7. Now this percentage are people who are ready to buy. Let's put capital letter. They are apparently looking for the product you are selling. So all you need to do is to show up. These are the people that buy things from you organically just because you posted it. You don't even need to do any convincing. They have been looking for a land in Abuja at Gwagwalada, close to the airport, close to Uni Abuja, and you just happen to post the real estate Abuja, and then they saw that it meets the requirement of what they are looking for. You don't need to do any convincing, they call you. All right? Now, these are very few. The 3% are looking for you. But the 7%, yes, are looking for you, but they are skeptical. Should it be you? Should it be someone else? So these are the ready to buy 10%. Now, on this other side, you have the 30%. Now, these 30% are not looking to buy real estate, but they can afford it. We call them able,
But not ready.
able to buy. They were not ready. But if you show what you are trying to sell to them, before I explain this, let me explain this third one. This is another 30%. Now, these 30% and these 30% are very similar. It's just that these ones are able to buy, they can buy, but that's not their priority. These ones are able, but not ready. And then we have the last 30%, which will never buy. They will never buy, no matter what you say, no matter what you do. So one of your success as a salesperson or as a real estate broker is to quickly identify these people and not waste your effort or money on them. Once you identify, there are ways you identify these people. We're going to talk about those ones later on. So that the moment you just cite them, just take the next way. But this is the core of what I wanted to take away today. Please pay attention. You see this 30 and this 30, when you put it together, gives you how much? 60%. This is where the struggle of selling really is, anytime you're trying to sell. What are the characteristics of, forget these people, this is easy, just show, they will buy. These ones are like the ones that stand on, what's the name of this place? Adetokunbo at night. You know them? Yeah, there are plenty of them at night. All you need to do is to park. You don't even need to call. They will come to you. They will come to you. Say, how do you want it? They are available. All right. So just show up. I mean, they're ready. So, but these other ones.
But how did you know that?
There's Jevinic there. Or is a market survey? Someone said something interesting. Said that business is one of the oldest business in the world. Yeah. You notice? Yes. And it has never crashed. You need to learn something about it. Yeah, there's something you need to learn about a model that has lived for centuries, not centuries, millennials. You need. There's something you need to study. Me, I don't study. Okay, should I say
such businesses?
Should I say it? There was one day we were going to eat.
Don't say it.
So we packed. Let me.
Don't say
We packed just to interview them. I marvel. How do they do it? Okay, so these two quadrants, the 30% and this 30%, are your focus. How do you get these two people to buy? For these people, they are able to buy, but most of the time it's not their priority. So you use the tool of urgency. Now, Timmy had taught us about benefits, selling something to someone through benefits. There is this training, we're going to get into that later on, about when you want to talk about your product, the product you're selling exactly. Are you going to talk about the emotional value of the product or just the name of the product? There are some things that accompany a product, which is what most people are selling, that is not just the product itself. Are we together? Mm-hmm. Every time you buy something at the Bimo, rather than the Aboki at your gates, what are you doing? Which of us does that? You want to buy milk or something, you shop at ShopRite instead of the Aboki at your gate or your estate. Mm-hmm. What have you done? They said the same thing. Capital Friends. Flights. Okay. So what's the difference? Why do you buy at the mall rather than the feeling? The feeling, yeah.
The emotion.
So you're not buying the product at the mall. Trust. Yeah. The mall is 15 minutes drive to my house. Opposite my estate, there's a barbing salon. But I still go to, I won't mention the name because they didn't pay me for advert. I still drive all the way to the mall to buy. 15 minutes go, 15 minutes come. Why?
You pay more then.
And I still pay more. I pay like times 4 for what they charge opposite my house.
Quality.
And it was recently I was like, did they jazz me? Come on, I will waste fuel, risk my life on the express, and then CP times 4. So there is something they are selling at the mall that is not barbing service.
Class.
Comfort.
Do you understand? So that's what you have to find out about the land or property that you want to sell. Everybody else is selling land, ladies and gentlemen, including 419 people. But what exactly do you want to sell? That's what you're going to give to these people. Then you give them urgency. All right? And that's what's going to make them buy. Now, these people, I said they are able to buy means they can afford it. But that's not even what they are thinking about. So how do you get these people to buy? You do what Temi explained earlier, which is where I'm going to stop this class. You learn to educate your buyers. Educate your buyers. So what you do to the 60%, which is the large part, is you learn to educate them. And digital marketing is one of the best platforms you can use in doing that, because that way you can get into someone's privacy without asking for their permission. That way you can show up in their face and give them value ahead of the things that you're trying to sell. So if you educate me about why I have to, I mean, those of you that listen to Mr. Stevens' presentation, you learned a new thing about buying properties in a watery area, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yes.
All right. So how many of you are willing to nest, if you want to buy a nest land that you're not going to live in, you would like to buy on an island? Just because you just heard. Now, if you have not heard that, somebody told me, she's an OAP recently, and said she advised people not to buy land in Lagos generally, because in 50 years, Lagos is going to be underwater. That's number one. Recently, another person was talking to me and said the same thing as I. It's like, I need to start to re-educate myself. What's going on here? So that's a kind of education that can remove every desire from your prospect from wanting to pick up your property. But what do? You first debunk that myth, and then you re-educate them why they should buy. Now, the next time they are ready to pick a property on that island, who do you think they will most likely call? You. Why? Because they believe you know more. Why? Because you have been educating them. And you can educate through any kinds of means. Content marketing, I think we mentioned that already. Yeah. So you can do videos, you can do ebooks, you can do webinars, all kinds of things can be done. And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know how to speak, or your camera shy, or you can't do all of these things, there are ways that all of these things can be done for you without your voice, your name, your face even appearing. All of this we're going to talk about later in class. That will help you even if you can't speak good English. I mean, there's a guy I was talking to, doctor was there that day, that you can sell your product to Chinese without knowing Mandarin. Yeah. It's very, very easy. I mean, you hire the person that will speak the Chinese, you hire the person that will translate, you hire everything that they will do at a very affordable rate. Even your ad, you hire someone that will do it, also a Chinese person. But all the money is coming to you because you're the one controlling it. So how do you sell to Hausa people when you can't speak Hausa? But ladies and gentlemen, educating your buyers is the only way and the most effective way to capture 60% of the people that you're trying to sell to. Don't just post a product. Educate them why they have to buy from you and why they have to buy that particular product. There is an academy that we have put together. It's going to kickstart any moment from now. How many of us are in the group that came from the group? Okay, about 3 or 4 people came from the group. So those who are watching online, you can participate in this. This is just a tip of the iceberg. I mean, I've only spoken for about 20 minutes, Abby. Okay. so imagine if you're going through a 1 week, 2 week full-time academy where all of these things are broken down for you in bits. And you can get to do this for free. So if you want to go through this very simply, just go to www.gtexpro.com. So let me spell GTEX, GTEXTPRO.com. That's the website. So those who are online, anybody who is like, just can help me type that so that they can view it. You can watch the webinar, join the group, so that when the academic kick starts, you can get to learn more about all of these things. and then we can take it from there. Have you gained something?
Absolutely.
60% educate them. Thank you very much. Round of applause for Mr. Sam Shiwaju.